Good evening. A head teacher who claimed she was forced out because parents and governors were imposing an Islamic agenda has been reinstated. Bhupinder Kondal, principal at Old Know Academy, says the pressures outlined in the Trojan Horse letter are very real and mustn't be allowed to happen again. The teachers' union, the NAHT, is looking at 28 cases where teachers have left their positions to see if any of them were due to pressure from hardline Muslims to impose their views on schools in Birmingham. Kevin Reid reports.
Back at the school she loves, Bhupinder Kondal at Old Know Academy today. She resigned in January, claiming she'd been undermined by hardline Islamists on the school's governing body. But they themselves had to resign when the government threatened to cut funding. Now with a new board of trustees, Kondal is happy to be back.
I'm happy now to be able to focus on the children and work with the new governors to welcome everyone for the new term and put all of this behind us.
The so-called Trojan Horse plot alleged hardline Islamic plans to radicalise 21 Birmingham schools. A government investigation found no evidence of such a plot, but did find there were governors who espoused extremist views. Bhupinder Kondal said at Old Know there were attempts to introduce a more Islamic-based curriculum, that staff had been appointed behind her back, and that Christmas last year was cancelled.
I felt that the walls were closing in. I just felt that I was drowning. It was really, really bad for me, and I don't feel those things now. I feel the walls have opened out now a little bit more for me.
So while Bhupinder Kondal may feel satisfied today, some parents feel she abandoned the school, which went from outstanding to special measures in a matter of months.
She could have done a public meeting with the children, with the parents, and said, I've taken the decision to resign for such and such reasons. We as parents would have been a bit more alert and thought, okay, is this what's going on? We were probably backtracking what was going on, but we wouldn't have felt deserted, and we felt for 6 months we had media outside the school. We had to explain words to our children that we normally wouldn't discuss with our children.
There's a lot of work to do for both Bhupinder Kondal and the new chairman of Old Know Trustees, Dr. Barry Henry. He was happy to pose for photographers today, but didn't want to be interviewed, saying it was time for the school to withdraw from the media. The children return from their summer break in 2 weeks' time. Then Ofsted will be back in October. It's only then that we'll know if the new trustees and the returning principal have been able to turn this school around. Kevin Reid, BBC Midlands Today, Birmingham.
Well, Rob Culsall from the Teachers' Union NAHT is with me now. Good evening.
Good evening.
How unusual is this case involving Bhupinder Kondal?
Well, it's extremely unusual in the cases we've had over the years across education per se. But obviously when we come to the allegations around the so-called Trojan Horse case, what we found with Ms Kondal's case, it was quite similar to other cases that had then been brought to our attention in and around early February of this year.
All right, so you're reviewing other cases, what, 28 of them?
Yes, we've got 28 cases in all that we're currently reviewing. They're 28 cases that have actually been concluded in the last 5 years in the city of Birmingham. So this is where school leaders have left their employment through what's known as a settlement agreement or a compromise agreement. So that review is currently ongoing.
How many of those do you believe are directly related to Trojan Horse?
Yeah, we've taken a careful look at 3 of those cases in particular have come out very quickly, in our view, that we feel are Trojan Horse related. So the cases around Saltley School, Nansen Primary School and Ladypool Primary School in Birmingham are 3 notable cases that we've actually identified very early on in our review.
Ms Kondal said that the pressures outlined in the Trojan Horse letter are very real but mustn't be allowed to happen again. Yes. How realistic is that?
Well, I think what we certainly hope is, in light of the Peter Clarke inquiry and also the appointment of a new Education Commissioner, Sir Bob Kerslake, which he's due to start in September, we're confident that given the attention, given the resource to ensure that any head teacher or teacher for that matter in Birmingham, faced with the pressure that Ms Kondal was under, will be able to turn to the relevant agencies in order for those concerns to be taken very seriously. So we're confident that, again, with Sir Bob Kerslake again reporting to the Commissioner in the autumn term, that the Trojan Horse affair can once and for all be put behind us.
Rob Culsall, thank you for your time this evening.
Okay, thank you.
You're watching Midlands.